Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You thought I was dead. You thought I was dead. We back at it again, okay? I'm about to read the film trade so you don't have to. Have you ever been interested in the film industry? You want to know what's going on, how the money moving, what's going down, who's doing what? I'm about to tell you right now. And these movies are coming out. These movies dropping like flies, brother. These movies dropping like flies, brother. And I think I know why. We're going to look at some of the metrics, and I'm going to break it down from my personal opinion, all right? Straight to the metric. Amazon MGM Studios, 70 to 80 million. Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield. I ain't see this movie, okay? But they saying they got killed at the box office, okay? Oh my God. It ran for 3 weekends and only made 2.9 million, gang. You telling me you put 70 to 80 million in a movie, you only got back 2.9 million? And on top of that, don't forget about the fact that, because I'm just now learning this too, the production budget, okay, and the marketing distribution budget, two different things, baby, okay? So when they was making the movie, they spent 70 to 80 million, and then after the movie was made and edited and put together, they spent another XYZ million trying to get people to see it. And brother, it only made 2.9. Now let's look a little deeper, okay? Oh, that's so funny. This is one of my friend's commercials. Zach made this commercial. Shout out Zach. Shout out Zach, you a young goat. Shout out Zach, you a young goat. Anyway, they paid Julia Roberts 20 million to be in this movie. 20 million beans, gang. 20 million bones. 2-0. And it only made 2.9? That's not good, bro. Not to sound like that guy, but I think we might need to start cutting some quarters, okay? Not to sound like that guy, but
I think we might need to start cutting some corners somewhere, okay? I think we might need to hold back on some expenses over here so that we can put some expenses over here and actually make the money from these goddamn movies. That's what I think.
and it just gets better, okay? By better, I mean worse. Not better, but worse, right? So we're gonna talk about this Colin Farrell movie. Margot Robbie, Colin Farrell. Two people everybody loves, the Penguin, you know. You got the Harley Quinn, and then she was also I, Tanya, you know what I'm saying? Boom, okay? 45 million to make. Made 6.6 domestically. 21 million on the global box office level. So they was on a global scale, they was hitting the pavement. But on domestic, it seemed like it fell apart. Which is interesting, right? And then you got some more metrics in here, right? But this the one that brought me the most. Like, that's interesting. The Smashing Machine. That's what it's called. That one, that Safdie Brothers movie, bro. I ain't see it yet, okay? But I will. It looked crazy. They switched from VHS to actual play to this to that. Ooh. Ain't no way this movie about to be like. Ain't no way this movie not about to be good. Spent 50 million on this movie, gang. 50 million. And you don't even have food stamps. They spent 50 million on this movie and we don't even have food stamps, buddy. It made 11.3 domestically, 19 global. Which means it did not do well. Honestly, as a filmmaker, if you made the movie you needed to make, you Gucci. What we doing? But if you make a movie, the whole point is trying to get people to see it. You got to make the bread to give the bread back. Cool. But if we gonna play like that, right? If we're looking at the metrics and we spending 65 million. Come on, man. If we spending 50 million on a movie, bro, and we seeing that the average return is 25 million, 30 million, 40 million, wouldn't that insinuate, hey, maybe shouldn't we make cheaper movies? Shouldn't we make more movies for cheaper? Wouldn't that make more sense? Instead of making bigger movies with more money and just watching them flop? It just gets to a point where it's like, at what point do we say, okay, let's figure out a new way to do this? I don't know, that's just me. But who am I? Let's see if we can find another little article. Being perceived as flops following opening weekend, the box office results, things can grow. I agree with that too. But if you're making a movie for, I'm saying 100, this budget was definitely like 100 million. Let's see what he's saying. See, the cost of it was 200 million. And the final gross after, I think the first few weeks of box office. 160 million. My only question would be, you couldn't have made this movie for 100 million? Because I know it's Tron. So you got to go all out. You got to go balls to the wall, right? But 220 million? It's not someone, obviously it's somebody looking at the budget like, we can do this and X, Y, Z, but we can't do more creative stuff with this budget, man. We can't mix it up a little bit. These movies could be made for a lot cheaper. That's what I do know. And we're going to move on to the next thing. No, I can't imagine what that feels like yet. You put up, 200 milli, 100 milli into a movie. You like, I done cracked it, boy. Put it out. And the studio don't even market it. Oh my God. That would make me sick to my stomach. That would make me sick to my stomach. But it is what it is. That's the industry. It bees like that sometimes. I want to check this one out. Because South Park, I love the way South Park does stuff, bro. They just say whatever they feel. They are hilarious. South Park's next original episode will debut on Friday with a dose of Halloween. This time, taking on Donald Trump's demolition of the East Wing. Man, this is going to be funny. I'm definitely watching this. The logline for the Comedy Central series episode, The Woman in the Hat. The White House deals with a disruptive spirit from the East Wing. While Stan worries about South Park and it becoming too political. It's so self-aware. The show is so self-aware that it's just, it just hits the nail on the coffin every time. And did you see the deal they made? The South Park deal they made? This is one of the craziest deals I've ever seen in my life. Let me see if I can find an article about it. Because this South Park deal, bro. South Park, what was it? South Park deal with Paramount, yeah. I'm sure you guys know this information already. And if you don't know this information already, I'm here to give you some new information, okay? South Park, one of the greatest animated shows of all time. I'm gonna say hands down. And I'm gonna say hands down because of its way to like stand the test of like cultural time. You can go back and watch an episode of South Park and it's still hit. You can go back to season 2, 3, 1. They on season 20 now? They on season 27, gang. Gang, they on season 27, bruh. So this deal right here, that's a little cheddar. That's a little cheese. That's a little cheese. I'll take a little cheese. These dudes sitting right. 1.5 Billy? Subscribe. Oh, look at these prices. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a joke, right? They playing, right? They playing, right? They playing. No, they playing. No, they're not. They're not playing. What the fuck? Gang, I don't have this. Didn't we just discuss the fact that I don't got, like, did we not just discuss the fact that we all broke right now, gang? But they do say the best things in life are free. And somehow it's free now. Here we go. The foul-mouthed kids of South Park may have just made their creators billions of dollars. So crazy. According to the report, the Emmy and Oscar-nominated Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the longtime masterminds behind Comedy Central's animated romp, South Park, have reached a groundbreaking 5-year deal with Paramount for the global streaming service. So they got 5 years. $300 million a year. I don't know what I would do. I think I'd lose my damn mind. Here we go. The new pack comes from following a recent 10 Actually, no, I know exactly what I would do. If somebody offered me $1.5 million over, 5 years to make a show, it's going to be the greatest goddamn show of all time. It's going to be the greatest goddamn show of all time. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're doing it. I cannot think of a better way, because they're literally pulling from real life. And that's what art is. You pull from real life and make it flow, baby. Let's see. The new pack comes following a recent tense standoff between Parker and Stone and Paramount. Parker and Stone have accused incoming Paramount president Jeff Shell of interfering in their contract negotiations with Warner Brothers and Netflix. Oh, Jeff Shell on that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jeff Shell on that bullshit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jeff Shell wanted some cheese for herself. Let's see. Jeff Shell is about to leave Paramount. He may have run away to make bold changes he couldn't make at NBC. So he might be a mover and a shaker. He got some finesse on him. I mean, obviously he got some finesse on him if he over there. You know what I'm saying? If he over here, he obviously got some finesse on him. Right. But why are you interfering in the contract, gang? Was it just too much money? You saw the money and was like, nah, don't let that. That's mad money. You said what? You said how much? We giving him what? Man, come over here real quick. Come here. Don't you under any circumstances give them $1 billion? What? Oh my God, I bet he jumped out his underpants. I bet he jumped out his shoes. We giving him what? Say it ain't so. What? Anyway, meanwhile, according to a recent Hollywood Reporter story, Paramount Global Parker Stone had already outlined a pact that would have spread over a decade and been valued at $3 billion. Oh my God. And that's the thing. That's the thing about business. I mean, that's the thing about filmmaking, right? That's nuts. Isn't it, bro? Isn't it nuts, bro? Isn't it nuts? Thanks for being here, Zoch. Look, man, that's the thing about filmmaking. I think people forget that filmmaking is a business, bro. I think people forget that filmmaking is a business, bro. It's the bread first. And these dudes, Trey Parker, excuse me. Trey Parker, okay? Trey Parker and Matt Stone, y'all understand business like y'all probably one of the greatest filmmaking business duo of all time to pull a deal off like, I mean, another great deal would probably be the Sinners deal. But this is crazier than the Sinners deal. This is 10 times crazier than the Sinners deal, bro. And you know what I'm curious to know? How much of the rights do they have at South Park? That's what I would want to know next. How much of South Park do they actually own? Because if they own 100% of South Park, or 50% of South Park, or 25% of South Park, you get where I'm going. What? Right. Anyway, let's read. But Skydance, which is in the process of purchasing Paramount, they said they wouldn't have done that agreement. Yeah, they didn't like that. Let's see how much of South Park they own. Oh my God, they own 50% of South Park. Oh my God, they own 50% of South Park. Bro, Zelch. Yes, bro. That's a crazy deal. Oh my God. Oh, they're on 4. See? Oh my God. Wow. If you piss off South Park creators, they will make you pay, both financially and satirically. That's a great way to start this article. And see, this is interesting. They got that deal to solidify everything they had ever worked for. Kudos to these dudes, man. These two dudes, man. Trey and Matt Stone. And on top of that, they're amazing screenwriters, bro. They're amazing businessmen and amazing screenwriters. They have this, they must have been mad. Where were this? I have no idea, bro. I don't know how they got this deal. I don't know how they got this deal. But what I do know is they're also amazing screenwriters along with being amazing businessmen. And I want to make sure that I say that because they have a way that they go about writing that just lends itself to why South Park is so amazing. And it's like a structure. It's like I think it was let me see what they said. What's their writing structure? Man, because I don't want to get it wrong. I'm not trying to get it wrong because it's real specific. Matt Stone. Parker. Writing what is it? Writing structure style? Here it is right here. This video, oh my God, bro, this video is insane. So just check this out and see what they say about like writing, okay? Because I, to this day right now, will think of like this structure when I'm writing. And it helps a lot. Check it out. And just that perspective shift of instead of saying and then, you now have, instead of saying and then, but instead of that, you're saying therefore this happens, but this happens, therefore this happens. You have like a cause and effect as opposed to just a character doing something, right? And that cause and effect creates, you know, character development. It creates worlds. It creates, it's everything. That's what writing is. Writing is just cause and effect. And seeing that effect play out, either realistically or unrealistic. At least, I don't know, who am I? And honestly, it makes perfect sense why these dudes got the deal they got. Because they put the time and the effort into understanding the craft enough, especially the business too. And boys was on their P's and Q's. They wasn't just sitting back like, I'm gonna let the agent move around. I'm gonna let the manager hit the. Nah, they was definitely making some calls to Paramount themselves. Like, I don't know what you was talking about, buddy, but I'm gonna need you to run that paper a little bit. No, let me sound like. Well, how did he sound again? Let me see how he sounded.
Okay, well, this is the thing.
You're gonna call my phone, okay? You're gonna call my phone and tell me? You're gonna call my phone and tell me how much you're giving me? No. That's not how this works, buddy. I'm gonna call you and tell you how much you're giving me. That's how they got 1.5 million. That's how they got 1.5 billion. I'm telling you right now, that's how they got it. You're gonna talk to me like that, buddy? You're gonna talk to me? No. I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go, bud. That's exactly how they got it, bro. I'm telling you. There's no other way. I mean, well, yeah, obviously there's another way, like that reasonable other businessmen, you know, looking at South Park and everything that is ever done and been and being like, oh, you know, respectfully, I'm gonna give you your due diligence, your bread. But that's not how the world works. I'm telling you. I see it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was a very cordial deal, but from what I'm seeing, it wasn't. I mean, getting 1.5 billion out of anybody is not gonna be cordial. But this right here, oh my God, this breaks my heart. This breaks my heart so bad. WWE is reportedly wanting AI. Okay. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Again, because I've personally tried to have AI write a script. It was garbage. It was ass. So you're telling me this prize sport, because it's a sport. If you don't think it's a sport, you're lost, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. Motherfuckers be training their whole life for this. Be homeschooled at like 6, 7. Talk about some, Daddy, watch me jump off the top rope. Now, this sport is deciding it wants AI to write its storylines? What? Why? And it didn't even do a good job. It suggested bringing Bobby Lashley back. Look, I'm telling you, look. Like, bro, you think we want to see that bullshit? No, buddy. But I commend whoever is trying to move the needle forward, but I don't think it's here. I don't think it's in this. And kind of going off of this anyway, I do think that AI is kind of slipping its way into sections of the world that it should not be in at all. Running a government, it's kind of weird. You telling me AI had 83 kids? Because WWE is making a comeback right now, bro. It never left, honestly. WWE never left. For the people that say like, man, I don't watch that shit lame. No, buddy, you're lame. And here's why. I can actually scientifically prove why people who don't like WWE are low-key lame. Here's why, okay? In order to actually watch and enjoy WWE, you have to have a level of suspension of disbelief, okay? And I keep using this word. I used this word earlier. I was having a conversation with one of my friends, right? But a suspension of disbelief is when you say, hey, I'm just gonna say that this is real. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of leeway into this thing and just enjoy it for what it is, okay? That's what wrestling is. You gotta give up the kayfabe. It's real, okay? The thing that's kind of irking me about AI writing storylines for the next era of WWE is I don't think it understands human emotion enough. I think it understands wrestling on a level of its gimmicks, okay? Which is exactly why they probably did this, okay? Why AI probably said Bobby Lashley that leans into a persona that's obsessed with Japanese culture, because that's a gimmick. But the thing about wrestling at its core, it's a story, it's a play, it's a movie. It's a movie. If you just watch WWE like you're watching a play, I guarantee you're gonna love that shit. And if you don't like plays, then it's not for you. Because in order for you to actually enjoy a play, you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit. Because there's no way that King Lear is actually gonna be doing XYZ and doing all this crazy shit, right? There's no way you're watching a play about lions and there's no lions on the stage. What the fuck? Where are the lions? Yeah, It's a play, bro. Suspend your disbelief. The dude in the costume is a lion. Okay, cool. Boom. The dude in the ring got punched in the face. It didn't look like it. Okay, well, it doesn't look like a lion either. What the fuck are you talking about? What? Anyway, back to the point. Absolutely, yes. You have to trust the process. You have to trust the process. You have to trust that the star that you're creating as a wrestler will reach the level that they're bound to reach if you push them and tell the right stories. It's all about how you tell the story. Now, you're taking out the heart of the thing. The heart of the thing is the story, and you're making somebody else do it. You're making a computer do the thing a human should be doing. That's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, but we have to automate everything. The Industrial Revolution changed the world. It sure did. It put us on a shit show track, baby. Because now everything is about what's the most efficient way we can do this, as opposed to what is the actual best way we can get this done that works not only for me, but for you too. Instead of, oh, well, how do we get it done the fastest and make it expand the biggest? That's how you fuck yourself up. Every time without fail. Every time without fail. I don't know. This is just my opinion, gang. Who am I? Anyway, that's it for the trades. I'm gonna switch the screen back. Because I'm about to talk some talk right now, okay? We'll do this thing. A lot of directors will do this thing based off what you're saying. You gotta look it over, right? You gotta actually try to fix your mistakes and try your best to make your vision happen, right? That's what a director does, in theory. But a lot of people think, the consensus that I'm seeing is that you can just throw money at it and fix the issue. But that's not creative directing. That's not directing at all. That's just throwing money at the issue to fix it. The best directors will look at it and be like, okay, well, how can I fix this issue right now without spending another damn dime? But there's so much money coming in. There's so much money coming in from everywhere that I might as well say, hey, look, if we throw 15 million at this little you did, boom, issue solved. But after a while of throwing 15 million at the thing, you got a $100 million movie, and it's like, damn, I already know I'm about to make 20 million on the back end. That's not good. That's not good. I think we need to get back to that French New Wave. I'm gonna be so for real. We need to get back to that French New Wave. That shoot it in the street. Bring the actor over here. Bang, shoot this scene. You get cut off. Shoot the scene over here. But the thing about the French New Wave was the stories were so tight. The stories of French New Wave were so tight, airtight. That's why they worked. You can't be half-assed in your story talking about some, yeah, bro, I'm about to just make this feature real quick, get this. No, boy, you better be sitting writing that story for 2 years, buddy. That joint better be kicking in your head since you was a youngin'. If you about to do French New Wave, and when you kick it off, you better kick it off. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Who am I? But I really do think that if some of these larger movies took just a bit of a smaller approach, that the film world will look completely different. That's just me. Anyway, baby, won't you come my way? You know that skit where the dude's in the forest and they just swinging in the tree? Baby, won't you come my way?
All right. This is Duslife, and we're logging off for the night. But thank you all very much for watching the stream. I love all of you that tuned in and commented. For those of you who haven't subscribed, why are you not connecting your Twitch to your Amazon Prime and using it on me?
Subscribe.
I'm not sure why, but I need you to donate your bits. But thank you. Logging off, people.
Thank you. Oh man. Look, tune in next week, okay? Next week we gonna do some film trades, and then we're gonna play some games. And I'm glad you loved it, Zelch. Look, man, I'm glad you loved it, bro. Next week we're gonna do it again. Holla at your boy. Yes, sir.